the pursuit is so wild to me. And so to then meet people that started talking about like, let's talk about your real identity. Let's talk about your heart. Like, I love the broken you. Let's learn about that. And I was just like, walls went up. I'm like, no, stay away, because I still needed to have it together. I feel like my identity was rooted in all the wrong things when I was a teen. There was definitely pieces missing where I grew up in church, but that did not root itself in me. And so if you would have asked me as a teen or anything like that, like what my beliefs were and stuff like that, I went through a period where I'm like, believing in God and believing in Christ did not make any sense to me. And my identity was rooted in how I looked. It was rooted in like how much I weighed. And it was rooted in all these things that were just empty. And because of that, like I just kept searching for my identity in all the wrong places. Like the wake up moment though, where it was like I was like in one section of my life, everything was like very like sectioned off. I was the pageant queen. I made good grades. I was like the Miss Volunteer, you know, I'm like this perfect person. And then there was like real Bailey that was like just a mess of destruction and self-destruction, wrong friends, lots of lying, just the really broken Bailey, where it was like nobody really knew her, but that was the piece of me. And so when this began to crack, because you can only hold that for so long, that I was afraid that if anybody saw this part of me, that like my whole life would be over. So we literally just picked up and moved. And it wasn't like we went, you know, eternity away, but it might as well have been. We completely started over our friend group. I started over my life, completely met people that like introduced me to, you know, Christ in a whole different way. So it was wild because God's just like, okay, you're just gonna, the pursuit is so wild to me. And so to then meet people that started talking about like, let's talk about your real identity. Let's talk about your heart. Like, I love the broken you. Let's learn about that. And walls went up. I'm like, no, stay away, because I still needed to have it together. And I finally came, and this was not that long ago, I finally came to a place where I couldn't hold the facade anymore. And it was so wild to see friends that I had made over the years, and Shirley's one of them, which is our business partner, that finally saw when I couldn't hold the facade anymore. And I was broken and I was in a horrible place and just like not understanding things. And to have friends like that didn't leave, and realizing like, wow, like that's what the love of Christ is. That was like what I needed for so long. And now all the places, like I have people that are like my adopted grandparents. It was funny, like God just put these people in my life that he's like, all these empty holes, I'm gonna make sure they get filled. Maybe then, like I look at old pictures of myself then and I'm like, oh, sweet baby, like sweet baby, like you don't even know yet. And I like remember just wishing that I could have a good life as an adult. And we haven't made it or anything like that, but I just like, I couldn't imagine my life being this good with having people and having my awesome daughter. And I've got challenges and stuff I'm dealing with, but I never thought that I could have something like this. And so just like the hope in that is wild to me.
Is there one tip that you would say, this is what I wish Bailey would have done differently, or I could have encouraged her to do differently?
Right community with people that are older, like people who have, I think people get kind of stuck in like, oh, I need to stay in my age group and stuff. Some of my best friends are 10, 20, 30 years older than me. I would tell myself like, hey, the people that you think are too good to be around and stuff like that, I would break that down and go out of my way to meet those people, because a lot of those people that I like thought that way about, I look at them now and they lived in the same town that we did. They have great marriages, great kids, like great family life and stuff like that. They're doing really cool things. And I wish that I would have went out of my way to meet those people, even though I didn't feel like I was good enough to meet those people. The enemy of not good enough, the comparison, and you know where the identity is rooted, I would find people that were older than me that had something in life, like things in life that are important that I wanted. Those are the people I would pursue. And I would pursue them like crazy until they talked to me. But that's what we did. I was 19, Corey was 22. We had kind of gone into business for ourselves, and we pursued people that scared us. I got in rooms with people that terrified me, people that were doctors and people that, they had large businesses, they had great marriages, they've been married for 30 years, 50 years, people that could guide us in those areas. They had really good spiritual lives, they had really good financial lives and stuff like that. But it was all encompassing because I learned younger, but I wish I would have known people like that when I was a young teenager.